people may go Republican in November. Number one, I think they're finally getting disenchanted with the Democrats. I think it's finally beginning to seep in. I think a lot of the analyses that are being made by black political thinkers, including myself, I think black people are really starting to see that we've been had. I mean, to have voted this way for 90 years and got nothing out of it, it's time for a change of some sort. That's number one. Number two, I think a lot of black people are attracted to Donald Trump's unapologetic disposition. He's very unapologetic. He don't go off cue cards. Completely different from Barack Obama and Joe Biden. You follow me?
Now, that was Dr. Umar. And I don't agree with everything he has to say, but on that, I 1000% agree. 1000%. If you don't know who Dr. Umar is, he's like a pro-black, so much so some might call him racist. I know he would say that he's not, but he said some pretty wild stuff in the past, you know. But I definitely agree with him there. It's time for a change. And recently, the Congressional Black Caucus apparently has backed Biden, which is no surprise. These are the same folks who literally stayed seated when Trump had... Matter of fact, here's the clip. I'll just play it for you.
And something I'm very proud of, African-American unemployment stands at the lowest rate ever recorded.
None of them stood up. They all just stayed seated. If you truly care about black people, you would have been happy no matter who that was announcing that news. But, you know, who am I? I guess according to Joe Biden, I'm not black because I wouldn't vote for him. Okay. But I want to play this clip of Charles Payne from Fox News because, man, oh man, is he on point. I don't think anybody could argue with what Charles Payne has to say in this clip. Big shout out to Charles Payne, man, because he's always on point, it seems. It's crazy, but let's check it out.
Whenever they drop these freedoms, like, you know, oh, wow, you know, the Ku Klux Klan is coming to get us, although the Democrats started to do Ku Klux Klan, or, you know, they want to hurt us, like Planned Parenthood was designed specifically to make sure black families didn't have babies. Oh, they want to hurt us. The lies about history, the Democratic Party, and black people are just amazing. What's amazing is that they get away with it. That's what's amazing. Almost everything they've ever said with respect to how they treat black people is a lie. How do they treat us? Ask our children who go to schools in predominantly Democratic cities how well they're doing. So let's talk about this. We're not going to go back.
That's a great point. We could talk about these Democrat-run cities. Literally up in Chirac, a.k.a. Chicago, 100 people were shot over the 4th of July weekend. Over 100 people shot. I think almost 20 died. Yeah. And you know why it's not major news? Because Democrats can't score any political points from it. Because Illinois is run by Democrats and Chicago is run by Democrats. And it's been run by Democrats for, I don't know, 70, 80 years. So they can't score any political points. So you know what happens when black people keep dying in Chicago? They just completely ignore it. But you know what would have happened if it was a white person that shot anybody in Chicago? It would have been front page news. Front page news. Racial tensions in America are rising. Oh my goodness, the racist white man is back again. We need to ban guns. We need to get rid of the assault weapons, the weapons of war. But because it's black on black and it's in Chicago and they can't score any political points from it, they don't say anything. 100 people, over 100 people were shot one weekend. And they say nothing? Okay.
Well, right now for black women, weekly wages are $286. In the third quarter of 2018, they were $250. They rallied up with the rest of the economy up to over $300. Okay. Now they're down to $286, right? Unemployment, black unemployment has been going skyrocketing in the last two jobs reported to 6.3%, well above the national average. You go back to September 2019, right before the COVID, it was 5.3%. You don't want to go back to that? You prefer 6.3 over 5? Okay. You prefer $280 over 300? No, I'm not done. Let's talk about prison disparities. Right? Where's the prison reform? We know President Biden and President Trump worked on prison reform. Black racial disparities in prison. Well, for blacks, it's 911 for every 100,000 people. For Asians, it's 71. For whites, it's 188. Where's all the improvement? Wealth gap. This is an article that came out just 2 months ago. A $1 million wealth gap now divides white families from black and Hispanic ones. Where's the thing that Biden is doing that's so amazing for black people? Where is it besides rhetoric? Whenever they drop.
I mean, I couldn't have said that any better myself. That was so good. Can we get an instant replay?
Right before the COVID, it was 5.3%. You don't want to go back to that? You prefer 6.3 over 5? Okay. You prefer $280 over 300? No, I'm not done. Let's talk about prison disparities. Right? Where's the prison reform? We know President Biden and President Trump worked on prison reform. Black racial disparities in prison. Well, for blacks, it's 911 for every 100,000 people. For Asians, it's 71. For whites, it's 188. Where's all the improvement? Wealth gap. This is an article that came out just 2 months ago. A $1 million wealth gap now divides white families from black and Hispanic ones.
But Biden and Democrats are great for black people. And as a black person, I'm always just supposed to vote Democrat. And if I say anything good about Trump and Republicans, then I'm a C-word, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Uncle T, right? Like, all these types of names. But then also, it's Republicans that are the mean and nasty people. But as a black person, if I don't listen to you and follow, the Democrat plan, then you start calling me all types of names. But it's Republicans that are the mean people. Oh my goodness. This stuff just makes zero sense. Democrats have done absolutely nothing to improve black people's lives, right? As a matter of fact, black people's lives have gotten worse. You just heard some of the statistics there. It's just absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. But not only that, I want to play this clip of Dr. Umar because he is on point as well. Y'all remember Trump said, black jobs? Well, just take it from Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar talks about how exactly what Trump said is true. And this is a pro-black guy, right? So I would love for the Democrats out there, that were complaining about Trump saying black jobs. I would love for them to argue with Dr. Umar, who obviously, clearly isn't, somebody who's anti-black, as they tried to accuse Trump of being. So I would love to hear what they have to say about Dr. Umar saying exactly what Trump said. We're being replaced at a rapid rate. That's what Democrats are doing. Right in front of our face. But as a black person, I'm still supposed to support that party. Make that make sense. Dr. Umar, take it away.
Immigrants are here for three main reasons. Number one, to replace us at the polls, even though they're not citizens in many jurisdictions due to election fraud. If you have a work permit, you can damn sure get a voting permit. You follow me? So one of the reasons Joe Biden brought them in here is to aid them at the polls. So they're here to replace us at the polls. They're here to replace us in the labor market. They're going to take all of the low industry jobs. Your Walmart, your McDonald's, your grass cutters, your floor sweepers. They're going to take all that, so it won't be none left for blacks.
They started taking them already.
Yeah.
It won't be nothing left for who, Dr. Umar?
All that, so it won't be none left for blacks.
Oh. Ain't that what Trump said? They're taking black jobs. I'm just saying.
They started taking them already.
Yeah. And the third reason, and I hate to say it because I don't want to see this, but this is America. I believe that at some point in the future, I don't know how soon, I don't know how distant, America is going to instigate a racial clash between brown people and black people. If you look at Chicago, the brothers and sisters are already talking about it in Chicago. They say the way where they put these migrants at in our community, they were telling me how some of the Latino gangs are recruiting them, arming them, They're hurting black people. They beat up one black girl really bad, messed the whole eye up. Nobody went to prison. They said if you look at the writing on the wall, they are arming themselves to one day rise up against us. There was something, this white woman did a report on YouTube where she said a whole bus full of migrants came to Chicago, and somebody from the army brought bags full of weapons on there. She said she saw herself. If this doesn't go as quickly as they want it to go in terms of us being replaced by them, they're going to instigate a racial class that will lead to a mass loss of life for black folks, because the government is going to stand with them against us. You know, we're going to be seen as the perpetrators. So black people need to get armed. We need to get ready. But we also need to admit that part of this is our fault, though, because we have pushed this multiculturalism. We have preached this black and brown thing so long that, well, since they're always talking about black and brown, send the brown people in there. And that's exactly what they did, because we don't believe in having communities of our own.
And we also have been voting for the same party for far too long. And some black folks like to shame other black people who want to open their eyes to the truth, who want to vote for a different party. I'll say this and we're going to get out of here. As black people, we got to wake up. You know, you just heard Dr. Umar say it there. You heard Charles Payne lay it out. Democrats have done absolutely nothing. Nothing. They have made black life worse. And for all the folks who were complaining, oh, Trump said black jobs. What's a black job? Well, argue with Dr. Umar. He just said it. I also want to know, where was all that outrage when, you know, Joe Biden called black kids roaches, when he called LL Cool J boy on stage, when he said the only reason why he gets to stay in the house is because a black woman is stocking the shelves. You know, I just want to know where all the outrage was when Joe Biden was saying all of those things. And also when he said, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Where was all the outrage when he said that? You know, so those folks ain't serious. That's another point, okay? They aren't serious. And also, they're a huge part of the problem. They're the reason why a lot of this is going on. When you've given your unconditional loyalty to a party for this long, where's the incentive for them to do anything for you? I mean, it's just common sense, right? If Democrat politicians know black people aren't going to vote Republican, no matter what, we could be out here pooping our pants and they're still going to, vote Democrat. And if, at worst, they're not going to vote at all. But I know for a fact they aren't going to go vote for those guys. Where's the incentive? Where's the incentive for them to do anything? Like, that's just common sense to me, but maybe I'm some type of idiot. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section, please. Shout out to Dr. Umar. Shout out to Charles Payne. I believe, especially Charles Payne, was absolutely on point. Dr. Umar made a lot of great points as well. We're being replaced right in front of our faces. Right in front of our face. And as he said in that first clip, it's time for a change. Trump, baby. Peace and love. I'm out.